British people are so cool. So The Darkest Hour is directed by Joe Wright. It stars Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill. This deals with like the first 5 weeks of Winston Churchill being the Prime Minister. And the guy was essentially thrown into the mess. Britain was in shambles. They were pretty much the only ones that were fighting against Hitler at this time. So the guy's got his work cut out for him. I'm a big fan of history. World War II especially is a very interesting time, and a lot of very good movies have come out of that time. And I gotta say, Darkest Hour is one of my favorite movies of the year. Now, Gary Oldman as Winston Churchill, when you see him like walking and talking, you're like, this guy is Winston Churchill. Now when he starts screaming, he's still great, but that's when you can start to tell that it's Gary Oldman. But that's no knock against the guy, because I love Gary Oldman. The guy's a great actor, and he does have a pretty distinguishable voice, and this is the best that I have ever seen Gary Oldman. The best performance of his career that I'm aware of. What I like about this movie is that in history, we have a tendency to like really hold these people in high regard and deify certain historical figures. But what this movie shows is that Winston Churchill wasn't the nicest guy in the whole world. He was a little rude to people, but he's not rude in like an unlikable kind of way. Like, you're still rooting for the guy. And there's a part of you that's kind of like, I don't know if this guy should be in public office. But there's another part of you that's like, he's the only person that can do this job right now. And whether he's great at it or terrible at it, he's a human being. It kind of reminded me of in The Last Jedi when Luke is telling Rey, like, the Jedi were the reason that Sidious was able to rise, and it was a Jedi that trained Darth Vader. And then Rey tells him, like, and it was a Jedi who saved him. You saved your father from the dark side. And Luke tells her, yeah, and I became a legend. Luke Skywalker. It's that same kind of like, you know, he's not like some super awesome, powerful god or anything. He's just a dude. He's a guy who has great things about him and flaws about him, just like everybody else. What I didn't realize is that this movie is really only set in like a 5-week span, and it makes me want to go back and watch Dunkirk, because that first 5 weeks of Winston Churchill's tenure as Prime Minister was mainly dealing with the Dunkirk stuff. You guys probably know I wasn't a big fan of Dunkirk when it came out, but now having seen some of the background stuff, I'm more interested in going to check out Dunkirk again, because the whole time thing in Dunkirk still kind of messes with my brain. I don't like it very much. However, seeing what the Parliament and when Winston Churchill in particular was going through and trying to get these guys off the beach, and also trying to provide his citizens, you know, a beacon of light to look at, a light at the end of the tunnel. It was a really cool, really interesting movie. So if you guys are looking for something to watch on Christmas, go see Darkest Hour. It's really interesting. I kind of want to see this one again in theaters, actually. Which, for a drama, that's really saying something. I like dramas, but a lot of them are like one-time watches, or I'll watch it again a year or two later. But this one, I do want to go back. I want to see more of the details of it. But Darkest Hour was awesome. All of you guys should go watch it. But if you guys have seen Darkest Hour, let me know what you think of it down in the comments. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys liked it, you can click subscribe and check out some of my other videos, and I'll catch you guys next time.